One of my favorite horror movies of all time stars Ryan Reynolds as a serial killer who is egged on by his cat, who constantly tells him to kill people. I'm Chris, and this is a movie you might have missed. The Voices is a 2014 comedy horror film directed by Marjan Strapi and written by Michael R. Perry. It stars Ryan Reynolds as Jerry, a schizophrenic man who was recently released from psychiatric care and now works at an appliance factory. He is supposed to be on psychiatric medication. He has a court-appointed therapist, but he lies to her about taking his medication because when he doesn't take his medication, his animals talk to him. He has two pets. They are his only friends. His dog, Bosco, who is very nice, good-natured, kind, and his cat, Mr. Whiskers, who is an Irish sociopath who wants him to commit murders. Throughout the movie, Jerry really struggles with his hallucinations and how to deal with them, but the entire movie he does absolutely refuse the idea of taking medication, with disastrous results. I adore this movie. I saw it for the first time a long time ago, and I have always thought that it was kind of genius. It is a horror comedy, but I think it leans more heavily into the horror territory, except for the fact that it turns it on its head by having our protagonist be the killer. Because the scary part isn't the killing, the scary part is mental illness. And yes, it's kind of silly, and this is not a good representation of how schizophrenia works. But I think that Jerry is still a sympathetic character despite the fact that he is killing people, because it's shown multiple times that he is not in control, he is not of his right mind, and is someone like that really responsible for their actions? I'm not sure if this movie is really trying to answer that question. I think it's supposed to just be a premise that allows the evil cat to talk, but I think about it. I think it's very fun to see Ryan Reynolds in a role like this. I'm not sure if he would take a role like this today, where he's a mentally unstable serial killer, but it is a really good role. They do give a lot of backstory on Jerry, about his childhood, about his upbringing, about his history with mental health, and I think all of it is really interesting. I think this is a very fun watch. If you like horror, if you like horror comedies, if you like dark comedies, this would fit into all of those categories, and I have thoroughly enjoyed it every time I've watched it. Also, Anna Kendrick's in it. I gave The Voices 4.5 stars. I love this movie. I will probably watch it again next year because I have watched this movie I think 5 times now and I love it every time. I watch a lot of movies and then I talk about them, so give me a follow if you like movies too.